Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Attic. Thank you for tuning in. My guest today is Adrienne Smith, a veteran of the Frederick music scene. She plays guitar and sings in a band called The Dirty Middle. They're really great, really rootsy. So welcome, Adrienne.
Thanks, Georgia.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. So I always just like to start off by just asking people what drew them to music in the first place, what their first musical memories are, and really just how they got started playing music.
I think that my parents exposing me to different types of music when I was younger, whether it was listening in the car or taking us to concerts. I think that just seeing people have such a good time on stage made me want to do that for myself. They looked so happy in themselves, but also just seeing the happiness that they brought to other people.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of like people that will say, "Oh, I grew up on Led Zeppelin. I grew up on all kinds of great, other rock and roll music that might have formed their career." But my parents really liked singer-songwriter things, James Taylor,
cool.
the Carpenters, and
I love the Carpenters.
just like a lot, just not maybe what I would listen to, but it's just interesting now to see what kind of music I play. And the first couple of memories of music, I think, were at church, just hearing people sing, and my dad sings in church still. So
cool! I didn't know that.
Yes, he is
awesome.
He's the bass. I think he's the only bass left in his church choir.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the ERUCC, the one with the big pillars in downtown
cool.
Frederick.
But awesome.
Yeah, that reminds me, I've got to go. Easter. It's Easter. Easter's coming.
Awesome.
I'll go hear him sing.
Awesome. That'll be fun. Yeah. So you come from a musical family then, a bit.
Yeah. My dad sings, and my aunt also sings. I think my mom played guitar, but I know my sister. My sister is really the one who inspired me to probably get into it, because she was doing. We both did like color guard and marching band in high school, but then she pivoted to theater and the musicals, and I got to be the usher and ride along with her to the rehearsals and the practices. So I was just singing my heart out in the back, realizing I knew all the words, all the songs, and
oh wow,
was really enjoying it. And pretty soon after that, I started performing in Frederick, coffee shops and things.
About how old were you when that started?
I believe I was like 16 when I did my 16, 17 when I did my first like open mics.
Awesome. And how has the music Frederick scene changed, do you think, in those years?
I mean, there's always those very true to their style artists that are that true homegrown rock and roll that I think every town has and wants to have. Those bands that started when I was 17, 18, like the Lost Tourists, and those are some really good formative memories, I think, for a lot of people that now can go and take it onto their other bands. I'm stayed in touch with a couple people, but the scene, that's been like 20 years now.
Yeah.
I think especially with having so much media and access to each other, and then maybe the need to perform even more, not just on stage. I wish I was able to go out more. I know with the winter time, I definitely hibernate and don't leave my apartment. But
same.
The Frederick scene now, I know it's every time I do step outside my house, it's a very good time.
Awesome. And do you feel like it's grown or becoming like more on the map, or has it always been like? Because I'm an outsider, so when I first discovered it, I was like, oh my god, this is such like an inclusive community and such a vibrant art scene. And has that kind of developed in the last couple years, or has that always sort of been the vibe here?
Everyone, I think that has either passed through Frederick or lived in Frederick, either from when they were a kid or just briefly, has some type of music group, whether they just go to experience it or participate in it, or are the ones actually performing. I 100% lost my train of thought. Like what the question was.
I was just asking. No, you're totally fine. I was just asking if you feel like the art scene in Frederick has grown since you started out, or has it always been like this really inclusive, vibrant community?
I think that I don't participate as much as I'd like to in the Frederick scene, and whether it's visual arts or music. And I think that that Frederick is a very, at least the Market Street is a very sort of curated when it comes to the type of art that they have there, either for sale or the things that they want to see, the artists they want to see with, and that more so with cover bands and like top 40 things. And but I haven't played on Market Street in a really long time. I think more so I'm thinking of that curated thing with artists and maybe the artists that they bring into town or the other events that they have. There's so many different people in Frederick and so many different, I think, genres that people really, really like. I do notice that a lot of the same, like more popular genres, I guess, would get more airtime or more opportunities to play at the local events. But I do know that a lot of those, when you have to like apply to play Alive at 5 or in the streets or all the really cool things they have, that they do sort of make sure that you're not playing consecutively year after year.
Yeah, that's cool.
But, if you do get to play in downtown, I hope you get to do it in more than one place.
Yeah, and I mean, there are a lot of places kind of fighting against that. Like, I feel like NOLA always has a pretty wide array of genres and people.
Oh, yeah.
Sketchy Shed, which is awesome, very DIY. Yeah, so I feel like there's, like, definitely kind of an undercurrent of people kind of challenging that. And then it's like, it's kind of like a day and night thing, I feel like, in my observation.
I agree. Yeah, and that's like, I was talking about when I was younger, just being in Frederick, that there's still that, that's always been around. So
that's so
it's been really cool to observe it and be part of it.
Yeah. No, I love that about this town. So tell me a little bit about your first band experience. I don't think it was the Dirty Middle.
No, my first band was called Adrienne and the, oh my gosh, why can't I remember what it is?
I think I know what it was.
What was it?
Was it the Marylanders?
Oh, that was the band after that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I do want to ask you about them too.
The Marylanders was my first experience with a band with other people. I think it was like Adrienne and the Teenage Dream or Teenage Heartbreakers. That was like a couple guys, let's play like these two or three shows.
Oh, cool.
But that was after I played, a couple years just myself.
Yeah.
But Adrienne and the Marylanders, I was approached by Colin Schultzberger.
Yeah, so you were co-writing songs.
Well, they brought a lot of, they brought the music to me, and at that point I was just singing. And
interesting.
So I was able to, sort of pick up what they were putting down and just kind of just had free reign of whatever I wanted to sing about.
Awesome.
It was fun. It was fun to that was my first experience of really being, I think, leading the band.
Yeah. And then you decided to pick up a guitar?
Yeah, that was after Adrienne and the Marylanders. It was actually John Sandman. He was the dad of Steph Sandman, who was the bassist, and he said, "Adrienne, you love singing, and I know you can play guitar, so you should." And so that really stuck with me, and I made sure to keep on with it.
Yeah.
And ways to share my music since I picked it up and kept with it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
Like when I started playing guitar?
Yeah, with your bands.
Well, I think it was once I stopped playing with Adrienne and the Marylanders. I just have played since.
Nice. And so does that bring us up to the dirty middle?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes. Oh, yes. It's been a really fun experience.
Yeah. How long have y'all been together?
The first, initial grouping of the dirty middle was in 2013 when I met Mike Joyce, Pony Boy Blues.
Oh, yes.
And he really opened my eyes to the blues and roots music, and
Cool.
also taught my now husband, Matt, how to play music with all three of us. And we'd been the group for a couple of years, and then we added Justin Ehrlich on the drums.
Nice.
So it's been going on for a couple of years. Even through the pandemic, we still kept playing, and Matt and I's had lots of Facebook Live videos,
Oh,
which we really
that's
like
awesome.
to do those.
Yeah, so you mentioned Pony Boy really got you into the blues and roots music.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that was like kind of foreign to you.
It was because like I said, I grew up on the radio and the top 40, and it's not that I didn't have opportunities to seek it out for myself. I just didn't really get into listening to the music that I really liked until recently, it seems. And a lot of it goes, I give that credit to Matt, my husband, because he's really just brought all these artists that I had heard of but never actually listened to from the 60s and 70s. And I think it broadened my horizons a little bit, but then also turns my ear when I hear newer music when I'm out and about.
Yeah. What do you think it is about the blues and roots music that you gravitated towards?
The drama. I really think it is.
Yeah.
When I met Mike, he really he was giving me artists. Oh, you should listen to these. And Coco Taylor really stuck with me. And just to watch the videos of her performing live, and just even before I saw the videos, listening to her perform with everything that she had. And then throw Buddy Guy on guitar on top of that.
I know, that's so true.
So when I started listening to it more and really wanting to hear more and more, I knew that was a way that at least I had to have that influence in some way in our group.
That's awesome. Yeah, and because you guys do a lot of covers of old blues songs, and it's so funny to me what you mentioned about seeing people bringing joy to other people and looking joyous on stage, because I feel like that's always something that sticks out for me with the dirty middle.
Aw, thanks.
So I mean, is that just you just love it? You're spreading joy?
I really love it. I do.
Yeah.
There's I don't feel like there's anything else like being on stage, and especially if they're there to see us. People will walk in and check us out, but when people have come to the venue to check us out, it makes me feel really good.
Yeah.
But also just to bring people together
Yeah.
in any capacity.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so how does it differ playing covers versus playing your original songs?
That's a really good question, actually. I feel like the covers are really solid in my set, that they're almost like a like a resting place that I'm able to say, like, become even more solid in my foundation as I continue through the performance. I used to have like an all original and an all cover set, but I've really been able to, I think, make a really great mix in between the two.
Yeah.
And I know Justin, our drummer, is always saying, make sure you say it's an original song.
Yes.
He writes some really great drum parts too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, Connor Sheedy helped so much with our group. He was with us for 4 years. And the songs that he wrote with us gave us a direction, I think, with the energy that we really wanted to go for.
Yeah.
Something that especially I feel like I've been chasing a lot. Like you said, it's just so fun to be up there and be on stage. And now we actually are having our first show with Nick Stambuli.
Yeah.
He's going to be with us on the 26th of April. And I'm really excited because when he was auditioning, I sent me a couple of videos, but then we actually got together. He just gets really excited to be on stage just like I do.
Love that.
So I think that's also just going to make a really good performance.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to play with him. And you talk about like old blues songs. He's just pulling me back even more.
Oh, that's so cool.
With all the covers that he's given us, and ones like the inspiration I think is there for his originals as well. I'm really excited to be working with him.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's the 26th at Steinhardt, by the way.
Yes.
Just trying to plug it.
Yeah, 26th of April.
26th of April at Steinhardt, 2025.
I don't know what's your turnaround on this, so.
7 to 10 p.m., I'm going to guess.
Exactly.
So I was doing a little bit of research, just internet stalking you, as one does.
Yeah.
And I came across an interview that you did with, I think they were called Canvas Rebel.
Oh, yeah.
And just speaking about songwriting, you had a really interesting quote that I was hoping you could expand on.
Sure.
You said, every time I sing a line I wrote about something that's affected my life in some way, I'm able to process it even further and continue to heal myself.
100%.
Which I thought was so cool.
Oh, little Adrienne.
She's so articulate.
Oh, well, thanks. No, mental health ain't no joke. And I've been really fortunate to be able to have the services and availability and the just energy and stamina to seek out that care.
Yeah.
And I think being able to write about what's going on in my own life and in my head is it's essential.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny. I feel like this has been a theme with all the guests I've interviewed so far, and like how the subconscious kind of affects songwriting, and how they have all kind of mentioned in one way or another that they'll write something and then
Exactly.
it was getting too real. Are we rolling again, Tad?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Welcome back. That's the other thing, like the other common thread that I've noticed with all these interviews I've been doing and all these songwriters. They all say, like, they write something that they think is about one thing, and then they go back to it, with a different perspective, different life experiences. And they're like, oh, it was actually about that. And it's so funny. Like, I feel like being a songwriter, in a way is like just kind of a means to get in touch with a part of yourself, maybe kind of like your shadow self or subconscious self. So yeah, I thought it was just really interesting that you likened it to healing.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's something I'm always trying to do, because every time I think it's like a never ending thing. So
yes,
you
for
can't
sure.
just say like, check off, you're healed.
Yeah, I healed. Heal.
Next.
So you're in a band with your husband.
I am.
What is that like? That's so cute.
Thank
I
you
love
so
it.
much. We are adorable.
You are adorable.
We're like one of those couples that like starts to look like each other and talk like each other and talk like each other.
It happens.
It's really fun, to be honest. He became my roadie when I was in Adrienne and the Marylanders. We started dating towards the end of my career with them, and he noticed that I would stress out about gear and gigs, and so he would like put it together for me. And he's like, "See how I did this? I got it all together for you." Just like how to prepare, and sort of just like helped me to do that.
Yeah.
And to get all my gear together and making sure I'm prepared with a set list. And it was almost things that when I came out of doing solo things that I had to make all the set lists. I had to be on all the time. When I got to a band, I was almost like, other people are here. I can, I've got some help, and sort of fell out of that habit. And Matt wanted to perform or even just play with anybody. So once we got to do that, it's been really, really great to hear everything that he's sort of been working on for the past 20 years.
Yeah.
He picked up a bass when he was like 23, and so he's got all these melodies and little riffs that I'm like, wait, play that one again. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like that's just such a cool creative partnership.
It is, and I've really learned, I think, how he works and how I work, that we can sort of, it's almost like playing tag, that he'll say, all right, I have this, your turn, hear it.
Yeah.
And I'll write maybe my rhythm guitar part over it, and then we'll come back together and see what, do we have ideas for lyrics or not. And usually it's already in the process. It's right there. So
yeah, that's awesome.
It's fun to collaborate in that way.
Yeah.
And I know like there are times when I feel like, oh, I'll get to it. And he'll say, all right, well, I'll ask somebody else, see what they want to do about it. That's how the lyrics of Low Down Shuffle came about.
Oh yeah.
He was like, because I just, that perfection that I was seeking was not there.
I know. It never is.
He said, "Oh, I'll ask Connor what he thinks it should do," and I finished that song in like 2 hours. So I really like maybe I think it's out of spite, but yeah, definitely just mind games.
No, there you go. I mean, hey, if it works,
I work best under pressure, I guess.
Yeah, right. So what has been your favorite gig that you've ever played?
Oh my goodness. Ooh, I'm trying to go through my Rolodex of the cool gigs that I've done. I mean, playing in the streets was really fun, but then I can't hold out on other places. I really liked playing at when we did the very first. This was with my cover band. We did Dead for One Night.
Yeah.
We needed to fill one night of Grateful Dead music, and it ended up being like a 3-year project, and now we're in year 4, but we're a Led Zeppelin band now.
So what's the pun now?
That gig was really fun. That was at what is now Bentstown.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
What was your question?
That's a cool stage.
It was like legit, it was a nice stage.
Yeah.
Had cool lighting, and
now you're just a Led Zeppelin cover band.
Well, we just kept adding different covers to our Dead set just to be funny. We did Presidents of the United States of America. We did Peaches and Lump.
Classic.
And that was a great gig too.
Yeah,
that was at
fun.
Steinhardt as well. And then I've always I said, let's do Immigrant Song, and they're like, of course we know it. And to know that Max Vendetti, who's from the Silver Books, he's really, really into Led Zeppelin, and just was like, oh yeah, I know that. I know this solo. I know that one. And Cyrus from Raise a Violet as well.
Awesome.
Are crushing it. So
that's so cool.
We just learned so many covers that last year we did a Dead and Led night, and now we're doing all Led.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
And when is that?
That's May 17th.
May 17th. Okay, cool.
Also at Steinhardt in Frederick.
I definitely want to come to that.
I think it's going to be really
yeah,
fun.
that's super exciting.
Yeah.
So I've been asking everyone this question because I think it's a fun one.
Yeah.
If you could be in any band, what would it be?
Bikini Kill.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
I know that I think that that's the energy that I have in my heart.
Yeah.
I just need the revolution to get to my mind. And my body will follow. Every time I perform and see girls who are younger than me and like see them be like, "Oh, I want to do that."
Yeah.
That's exactly how it was for me.
Yeah.
And I work again, really fortunate to work with kids, but I work at a school that they're like, "Oh my gosh, you're in a band, play our event." And I was like, "Of course." And the kids are all just in the front, just rocking out.
That's
like
awesome.
3-4-year-olds and
Aw.
like, yeah, it's fun.
That's so
You
cute.
do it.
Yeah. That's great. You're an
good time.
inspiration.
I hope so. I really do.
All right. Well, I guess we have teased some of your upcoming gigs
Yes.
a little bit. If you want to just reiterate that and then just tell people where they can find your music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we have our profiles on Spotify and Apple Music, but also
At the Dirty Middle.
yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
At the Dirty Middle. I am not a social media person, so I forgot that was a part of it.
It's hard. You got to
Yeah.
do like everything now.
When you said you were going to interview me for a podcast, I was like, podcast, and then I was like, video, duh, it's 2025. So here I am. Hello. Yeah, and then our gig is, we also have like Instagram and Facebook, The Dirty Middle. It's our primary source of distribution. Should get a website though. But also our gigs are, my goodness gracious. April 26th at Steinhardt in Frederick, 7 to 10. I think our next Dirty Middle gig is same spot, and that's in June. But we're looking to book more. It's going to be a good time.
Steinhardt's fun.
Yeah.
Come on out. Okay, cool. Well, anything else you want to add before we sign off?
Oh, Georgia and I, we're going to play some songs
Oh, yeah,
this summer.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that.
We had like one or two gigs last year, and so there's going to be a couple of those.
I think at 10th Ward.
Yeah,
right?
there's one at 10th Ward, and hope to do some others too.
Yeah. So definitely be on the lookout for that. All right, cool. Thank you so much for coming out, Adrienne.
Thanks for having me, Georgia.
Yeah, it was great to have you. All right, thank you for listening, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye.